Hello and welcome back to the cavern. I am Amanda and I am back with the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker from oh no, I already forgot it already. I saw Wales games up there or something like that. Anyway, this game is, for those of you who don't know, is as a recap, is about me, a psychiatrist who is treating patients of a guy named Dr. Dekker who recently died, and I'm kind of curious about his murder because he died under somewhat mysterious circumstances, I think. His patients are certainly mysterious. So, moving along here. So when last we left off, I'm enjoying this game so far. I poke fun, but I am enjoying it. I really like what these guys are coming out with. I actually tried a little bit of the Shapeshifting Detective. That is definitely one I also have to stream, especially for those who like the game Contradiction, and you will see why. So where did we leave off? I started this last week. I think we got to
midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10. Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're gonna smother her
trying.
in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home. David is my husband. All on my lonesome. Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing
Right.
changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death when I'm dancing.
You get this day over and over.
Hilda,
I black
I
out,
don't think she's got long.
And the lorry just
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Okay.
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
Whoa.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a
Oh,
hot
right.
date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number. There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I? He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
Patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me. It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Right, so there's a lot going on. I completely forgot about that. I think this is like either chapter 3 or chapter 2.5 or something. At any rate, we have 6 patients here. We have Jaya, who's actually our receptionist, and she needs some grief counseling because she's very affected by the death of Dr. Dekker. Apparently, she doesn't seem that affected, but we'll find out. We have Bryce, who, oh, that's right. So for some reason, more ghosts, yes. By the way, Dan, welcome Dan the Video Ninja. He is in the chat right now. And by the way, we're gonna have to play the Shape-Shifting Detective together. That's gonna be a thing that's just gonna have to happen for obvious reasons. Anyway, right, so we have Bryce, who time freezes for him. He gets like an extra hour each day, which is kind of like a daylight savings time curse. Welcome, Mercenary Pen. We have Claire. She'll appear in a second here. Right. Claire so far just seems like out and out sociopath / murderer type. And yeah, she's judging us right now. So everybody seems to have some sort of supernatural bent except for her so far. And then we have Alin, who, right, so she's a nurse, and she kind of also kind of does mercy killings in a way. She's like a nurse for the elderly, and they kind of just die under her watch, you know? I can't quite recall why. There was like kind of like a supernatural reason why, where she said like, you know, she can do something with them. Oh right, yeah. Dan says no shape-shifting detective dessert until you finish your peas, carrots, and bendies. Ugh, so bitter. And we have Mariana, who is basically the Little Mermaid if she was just super turned on by everything. So she seems to be. She's wearing a different dress. That's neat. I don't think I noticed that before. That's cool if they have them change from day to day. And then we have Nathan, who has Groundhog's Day syndrome, and he actually keeps reliving the same day over and over again. And we kind of experienced that a little bit between days. He kind of popped in and said it was a loop day, and then it kept happening. So we appear to be catching his curse. So let's see here. What have I learned so far? I'm just gonna take a quick look. Oh wait, I have clues? What? Okay, so we have the crime scene report. Oh wait, I know about these, yeah. So I kind of need this. I'm already forgetting what's been going on. Victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Paper spike, desk accessory. So possibly one of my patients killed Dr. Dekker. Time of death between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. Okay, right. Claire's arrest report. So Claire is, oh right. So she kind of from a neighbor. Right. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, substantial amount of blood. I noted it would appear to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. She did. PC Holt. PC Holt! Come on, how did I miss that before? Oh, man. Secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked the woman her name. I asked if she knew the dead man, and she said it was her husband. I asked what had happened. She said she had killed him. Okay, so she's just flat out a murderer. Okay. Dekker's resignation letter. Please accept my letter of... So he was quitting on the 11th of February, and then he was killed on the 14th. Interesting. At least with you having to remind yourself of what's going on provides a recap for those of us who weren't here when you streamed last. Very true. And then Alderby footage?
Nothing, of course.
Oh, this...
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. But that's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
Yeah.
Him, God, the great old one, the elder god.
Right.
Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening!
Right.
It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this...
Right, so I think he was kind of loopy. And then we have Professor Warwick, who is he again? Sit down so I can see your face. Is this the... Oh! I think this guy was in contradiction too. Was he? So let's see notes on him. I've underlined some things about her. I wonder if Bryce buried David? What happened with... Oh, right, because Bryce is a gravedigger. That's right. Ask patients about the paper spike. Too much to do today. Alright, so we got a lot to cover. Hey, you. I feel like he... Is he the leader of that cult in contradiction? Look at him! He so is. It seems like he is. He's giving me the evil eye. Okay. Let's see, notes. Dr. Dekker... I'm gonna move this over a bit. Here we go. Did Dekker call Nathan the day he was murdered? I should ask Nathan. Okay, so let's start with Nathan then, shall we? So, did what? Dr. Dekker call you the day of the murder? So, for those of you who don't know, the whole thing of this is that I'm the one who asked the question, so it's completely up to me.
I can answer that. Both of those things, actually. Which one do you want first?
Okay. Did Dr. Dekker call you?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
True, okay. Where were you the day of the murder?
No, I don't know about that.
Come on. Okay, let's go back to Claire, because we had an arrest report for her. Clues. Where's my clues? Tell me about the steak knife.
The steak knife was the closest, sharpest weapon I could lay my hands on. I didn't really have much time to think about it.
Why didn't you have much time to think about it?
I didn't plan to kill my husband. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Nice.
What is it with men and affairs? Is that why they have a shorter average lifespan?
Okay. Oh. Your husband was having an affair? I can't remember. I think she's told us this.
I don't know anything about
I
that.
think she's told us about this. Or how about David affair?
Sorry. I don't know.
Come on. Give me a break. She identified herself. Why did you murder your husband?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
I can see you're confused.
Yeah.
The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Alive?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Okay. David is alive. Oh. Okay, so he's running Nutraboom. Let's see what we have.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused.
Yeah.
The police say that David is dead.
Was he fatally wounded?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
Fixed him?
It was about a week later.
Uh-huh.
I brought David back to life.
Do we have a new Dr. Frankenstein?
Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Wait, the doctor said that? Oh, hold on. What was her responses? Oops.
It was about a week later.
Huh?
I brought David back to life.
Willed
Not with
it.
voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance.
I'm just gonna keep going with the resurrection. You know what? I could not be a therapist. I could not. I have no poker face whatsoever. My judgy face would be just all over the map.
Yes, resurrection.
Yeah, tell me about this
But now that I've
resurrection.
seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
So, are you a necromancer?
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life. As you'd expect. He was scared. He didn't want me to go near him at first, which is understandable, as I did kill him.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back. He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were more than what he seemed able to give me.
Okay. Interesting. So we have a necromancer of some sort. Where is David?
At the lake house. He doesn't move from there. For good reason.
Uh-huh. What reason?
I don't know, Doctor.
Okay. I think there's something else I can get from this resurrection. So basically 2 orange stars means that there's something I absolutely have to ask. A green star means there's something optional I can ask. So let's see here.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't...
Alright. Tell me about the results.
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
Are you going to kill him again?
Try asking me something I might know.
Alright, I guess you're not quite certain about that yet.
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a...
Okay, yeah, so I have a problem. What problem do you have? What problem do
I'm
you
being
have?
charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers.
You
Which
got
is
a
why
point.
I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
How can I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder. To lessen my sentence. Because I'm
Okay.
not a killer.
Uh-huh.
But I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
Let's see here. Can I see David?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain.
No, I don't think that's a bad
Pull your
question.
notes if you have to.
Because I am really not sure.
That's what it says.
Let's see.
I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is...
Oh, yeah, tell me about the funeral.
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone.
So I should ask Nathan
One of your other
about that.
patients was a pallbearer.
Yeah.
I never forget her face.
Wait, a pallbearer?
You should ask him.
Interesting. Which patient was a pallbearer?
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe.
Right. I'll just say, tell me about Bryce. Let's try that.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult.
Oh.
Unless you pay the right people.
Did you pay Bryce? Fine. Okay, so I have to ask her. I'll just, do I think she's a killer or not? No. I don't think. Yeah, I'll say it. No, I don't think you're a killer. But you got some stuff to prove to me.
Thank you, Doctor. So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane.
Oh, this is tough.
Thank you, Doctor.
I am the worst doctor.
So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane.
afraid of what you'll do to me. Yes. I will say you were temporarily insane.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
Uh-huh. See, I need her talking. That's the thing, eh? What did Dr. Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my eligibility. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David.
Oh.
Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
Oh. What girl?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. What girl did Dr. Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house.
What?
Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her.
What?
It was Iris.
Iris? Who's Iris?
I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Okay, there's a lot to it. Like, clearly, I'm glad I started with Claire. So first of all, who is Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay, I can't remember who Iris is. Crap. Was it one of his patients? Okay.
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my eligibility. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again.
Looking for keywords
I
here.
didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually.
That's good. So why did he change his mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
You know what? Yes. Yes and no. Yes. I would like to see David.
Very well. In our next session.
Oh boy. What have I signed up for? Apparently I have more things to ask her about. Like, I'm not done with her yet. I'm not done with her yet. Okay. Like, how are you today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about.
Yeah, Iris?
She was playing outside.
Oh. Interesting. What was she playing?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know anything about that.
Tell me about the girl.
I'm getting tired of all these questions. I'm getting tired of everything.
Okay. Let's see. Responses. Okay. Well, apparently I can't ask anything follow-up on that. Okay, we're gonna switch over for a sec. We're gonna switch over to Bryce. Let's get some answers from Bryce here. So, how are you today?
Hello, Doctor.
Yeah?
I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong.
Him. Yeah.
But you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No, I do not have an extra hour.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me.
Really?
I followed it too.
Okay. Tell me about the hooded figure.
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves.
Oh boy!
Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Okay. Tell me about Dr. Dekker.
I spied on Dr. Dekker not long before he was murdered.
Really?
I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw
Yes, tell
in
me.
his basement.
Okay, so we're back to the basement. What did you see in his basement? Not that I want to know.
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Don't worry, Bryce. It's just Bill Cipher following you. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's go to the responses here. What do we got? You followed the hooded figure? Let's go back to the hooded figure here.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
To say followed?
No.
You followed the hooded figure. Oh, come on. Where did you follow?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Testing you?
I think that I'm becoming a good person, Doctor. I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done, but I'm getting better.
Ugh.
The hooded figure, it's testing my morals. Judging me. For what? I don't know.
That's interesting. Let's see.
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl.
Right.
It was difficult.
Tell me about the girl.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Oh, yes, you do. Come on. Who was the girl?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
Come on.
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
So, girl and chained. Why was she chained?
I've nothing interesting.
No. Part-timer. Okay. Let me think here. like half of the battle of this game is figuring out the phrasing you want to use for the questions. So, there was a girl in his basement.
I removed the chains,
There you go.
dressed her, and sat her in the police station.
Oh wow!
There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
Okay. So he's the one that freed Iris, whoever this is. Let's see. If I ask about temptations.
In simple terms, I've got... I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it...
Okay, right. That's the... What's that?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military.
Okay. You think it's the military.
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else.
Aha! Manda
Would you
did
do
it!
something
Yeah.
for me if they get me?
I don't know. So we got our peeping Tom here. What do you want me to do?
Don't know.
Alright, how did he phrase that end one?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
If they get you?
Is that supposed to mean...
Yes, I will do something.
Would you tell Jessica I love her?
Jessica.
She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her.
I'm making all sorts
And
of
also,
promises today.
There's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet.
Oh?
Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Oh, are those all his nudie pics? Yes. I will destroy the hard drive.
There's a hard drive with all the pictures I've ever taken on it. The one in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Don't let Jessica see it.
Yes, I promise.
No, sorry.
Okay, fine. Jessica?
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about.
Dan?
I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
Oh dear. Oh boy. Don't become a gravedigger. It just means creepiness. Next time Amanda has it. So let me see here. I gotta ask him, did you bury Claire's husband?
No, sorry.
Did you bury David?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it.
Yeah, I hear it's really hard,
Well, properly
actually.
at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle.
Aft port
And he
side.
wasn't lifting correctly. Is that supposed to mean something?
Tell me about Claire.
No.
Come on.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There
so
are a
proud
lot of
of
health
that.
and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Okay, I don't know what to ask after that. She seemed agitated.
I've nothing interesting to say.
Alright, might go to a hint for this one. Oh yeah, I gotta ask about the paper spikes. Right. Right. Tell me about the paper spike.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could
that
pass
BS.
right through my hand.
Yeah, no. Okay. Tell me about the bedroom window.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed.
So you
I went
failed.
inside.
Oh, you failed.
Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise.
Mm-hmm. And then?
And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Look, buddy. Okay, so tell me about the till.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore.
Yeah? Let's see.
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations, a bar brawl, an open till.
Okay, yeah. So, tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Okay. So that's that then. So the Did You Bury David?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Who was aft port side?
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
Hey, Carrie. What else can I ask about? Did she take the corpse?
Don't know.
Okay, he's not being helpful there. I'm gonna go back. Time to switch up our patients, I think. Actually, let's go back to Claire for a sec, because if I ask her, tell me about the paper spike.
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or
she's the most,
through
like,
his
into
eye,
this.
or perhaps through the ear into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
Right, okay, so that cleared Claire out, so that's one patient down. Let's go over to Aylin, I guess. Let me just check my notes here. Bryce says that he took the girl in the Dekker's basement to a police station. Right, I should ask about the police station. Bryce. Police station?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do! Let's see here. What are my notes? I should tell Bryce that Claire says he's been smuggling bodies. Oh, there we go. Hey, Bryce. Bryce. I am like the worst doctor. This breaks all the confidentialities. Claire says that you've been smuggling bodies.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave.
Uh-huh.
He is in the ground.
Prove
I'm
it.
sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Okay, so we've got... Alright, so Bryce is now done. There we go. So we've got Bryce saying that David is dead, and Claire saying that David is alive. Both of them saw Iris in the basement, and Bryce rescued her. Let's go over to Lynn here. How are you today, Lynn?
I'm okay, I suppose. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit sad, to be honest. I gave all my keepsakes back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She steals from her patients. What keepsakes?
Well, I thought about it, and well, I know you said it was okay that I should keep them, but maybe it did look a bit suspicious. Me having things that have belonged to patients who've died in my care.
Yeah.
I don't want
I'm
people
a bad
to get the wrong
doctor.
idea about me. The locket, the watch, the ring, even the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me.
Sarah Dekker.
I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Sarah Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Tell me about the bird, I guess.
It was just a little China bird, sort of a yellowy blue pattern on it. I don't think it's worth anything.
Okay. Did Dr. Dekker know you had it? No. Did we ever help the mermaid? We're getting there. We're getting to her. Saving her for last. Let's see. So, a lot of stuff has happened, Trouble. By the way, welcome. It's, Dr. Dekker had a girl locked up in his basement. Bryce, the guy with the extra hour in the day, rescued her in the extra hour, of course, and brought her to the police station. Claire, we have found out, claims to have reanimated her husband. So there's that. I did it. Amanda did it. I probably did. Just watch. Okay. So Sarah Dekker. So in the how are you today? How about the ring? Let's ask.
Sorry, I wish I could help. I'm okay, I suppose.
Hilda. Tell me about Hilda.
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either.
Apparently, she's gonna show me her husband tomorrow.
Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Oh, can I see the scratch? Scratch?
It was nothing.
Yeah?
I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
Do what? What are you going to do tonight? What are you going to do tonight?
You know the answer to that, Doctor.
No, I don't.
What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
I actually cannot. Gosh, that face! Look at that face! I actually cannot remember what her power was or what she claims her power to be. In the meantime, tell me about Terry.
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Okay. Yeah. Poison?
I feel like you're clutching at...
Yeah, no, it's not poison. I would like to consult the notes. Elena is accused of stealing, said it started with the locket. What else have patients given her? I would like to see responses from... Oh no, this is just for today. Okay.
You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
You can kill Hilda.
Seriously? No, that isn't what I meant.
Okay. What did you mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was the wrong one. Okay, I gotta hint this because my brain is drawing a blank. Oh, she can shapeshift. That's what she can do.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now.
Okay.
Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes.
Hang on.
Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
You suck. Okay, so she can shapeshift in front of people who are about to die, but they have to be about to dying. Okay. That's pretty funny. Okay. Tell me about the paper spike.
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure.
It's
weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Why? Why is it weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know,
the therapy here is
pick it
more
up,
exciting than the ones I've
handle
done.
it while we talked. I remember once he pushed the spike through his skin.
Ew.
At this bit here between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood, being a nurse and all that, but actually there wasn't any.
Yeah, trouble. Wasn't any blood. Okay. Okay. No blood.
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react.
Right.
But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Let me see here.
That's the plan. I know. It sounds...
Why is it believable?
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like,
so she's Mystique.
It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Interesting. People mystique changes in front of tend to die pretty soon after too. That's right.
I'm okay, I suppose. Works fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit...
Why are you sad?
I know it's silly, but those things meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
They were reminders that I'd helped those people.
Helps? I don't know.
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test.
Mm-hmm.
Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't.
I'll just spout it back to her. The spike was real?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually.
Oh, but you just thought it was sharp.
I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't. It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say.
I want to ask about the
I
Disney
say
version,
things
probably.
like, "It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum," or "I love you, Dad." But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version.
Nope.
The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but...
So, what is the truth?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor. Do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
Okay, well... Let's see. Look at that smile! Oh my gosh. I think she has my favorite facial expressions. Let's see. So far I have told the woman who actually murdered her husband that I would declare her temporarily insane. I have told the gravedigger that I would destroy his, his hard drive of nudie photos of all the people he takes photos of while they're frozen in time. So I feel like telling a nurse that who shapeshifts into somebody, into a loving family member on someone's deathbed, probably, by comparison, isn't nearly as wrong. So, no. I don't think what you're doing is wrong.
Good. Because I really feel this is something I have to do.
Just don't take it too far. Alright. That's Elaine. I also need them cooperating with me. I gotta find out who's the murderer, even if it's me. We will go to Mariana yet. We will swing by Nathan. Hey Nathan. How are you today?
I burned Hannah's rocking chair.
Oh.
The day moved forward. It was a good choice. I'm not sure I've got much left of hers now. I've burnt most of it, or given it away, just to make the days move forward. There was a moment when I was attacking a Salvation Army bin. I gave in.
Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
Trouble, as a reminder, Nathan has the Groundhog's Day syndrome. He relives the same day over and over again. He believes that it has to do with his girlfriend dying and so he's been burning, or like if he destroys something of hers, then his days will move forward. That's his deal right now. He's walked away though, so we don't have to. Yeah, he's back. Okay. Let's go to the responses. Yeah, I asked him if Dr. Dekker called me.
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit...
How was he crazy?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed
Oh
me.
yeah, and he blames Dr. Dekker.
Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
Tell me about the diary.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me.
Aww.
That she was going to break off the engagement.
Aww.
That she didn't love me anymore.
Aww.
I regretted it.
I feel baddest for this guy, I think. He seems so far one of the less bad people here. Why was she not in love with you?
No, sorry.
Okay, I phrased that wrong. Okay, let's go back to Dr. Dekker.
I think that he possibly cursed.
Yeah. I want to ask about that. How did he curse you?
The curse. Or remembered.
Well,
I
you
was
just
hoping
said
to
it.
forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed it.
Same day? Should I ask about that?
I don't know anything.
No.
The curse. Or remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed it.
Do you still believe him?
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad.
Yeah, seems like it.
He said he'd give me a demonstration.
What demonstration?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
I just saw a flame.
That doesn't mean...
Oh, sorry. I just saw a flame.
I didn't forget seeing the flame.
But
he wanted me to forget it,
I wanna...
forget it all, but
no,
I didn't.
I want to talk
For
about
whatever
the
reason,
flame.
he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Great. So, am I cursed now? Well, that's great. Being a doctor sucks.
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist...
Did he give you more problems? Although now it's really apparent that yes, he did.
I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
I would have to agree with you there. I'm here! I made it! What did I miss? Okay, Pandora. Really quick recap. Holy crap. Turns out, Dr. Dekker had a girl in his basement. Claire, the psychopath who killed her husband, actually claims to have reanimated him now. She's apparently going to show us tomorrow. Bryce, the gravedigger, he claims not to know about Claire stealing her husband out of the grave that he dug for him, but he rescued the girl at Dr. Decker's base. But there's a lot of crap. The nurse lady, she shapeshifts, and but we haven't seen her try to do it yet. So she shapeshifts into people that, you know, your loved ones when you're on your deathbed, but she could only do it when you're on your deathbed. So, and now we're talking to Nathan, the guy who keeps reliving the day like Groundhog's Day, and he's telling us more about Dr. Dekker. We're learning a lot about Dr. Dekker this time, so I feel like Dr. Dekker is, well, pretty cray-cray himself, which makes sense. This is the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Alright, so I'm gonna...
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me, that she was going to break off the engagement, that she didn't love me anymore.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I regretted it.
Did I ask him that already? Why did you regret it? Well, I mean, for apart from the obvious reasons.
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it.
He did burn the rocker, Pandora. Oh, Pandora's our memory on this.
I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Whoa! Okay. Alright, it's a little... Why would you pull out in front of the driver?
Sorry, drawing a...
No.
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make...
Yeah, so let's ask about that hypnotize. How did he hypnotize you? Oh, I just saw a flame.
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Why were you scared?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along, keep coming to the sessions, pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again, but I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
Okay. So, basically, anytime I hear about an emotion, or anytime I need to ask about it.
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget
Oh,
it.
there's no flame this time. Did you forget it?
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore. So I got basic therapist.
Who called him?
You've asked me that already. No. Wait. Maybe that was...
Oh, whoa, whoa. We're gonna ask him to tell me about the paper spike.
I didn't notice Dr. Dekker had a paper spike.
Really?
I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
Really? So he hasn't even seen the paper spike. And he was hypnotized. So that's interesting.
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore. So I got basic therapist.
And how was that basic therapist?
That's not really relevant.
Okay, therapist. I'll say that.
He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Jaya? me about Jaya.
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember.
Yeah.
She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
How does she care?
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Okay. So apparently there's something else I can ask him about, but you know what? Let's take a break from Nathan. Let's go over to everyone's favorite little mermaid, Mariana. How are you today, Mariana?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Alright, let's follow up. Why do you feel blue on rent day?
That's way too many questions.
Okay. Why do you feel sad?
Try again?
I'm trying. I'm trying. Why don't you like rent day?
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
Do you like your landlady?
I pay my rent to a landlady. I don't own my own place. I'm just passing through.
Interesting. Let's see my notes. Okay. Tell me about the paper spike.
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
I'll say your checks.
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it.
Because you found a
My
mermaid.
checks are fine though, don't worry.
What did she say?
I actually don't have...
Yeah. What's with... Tell me about your money. I'm the best therapist ever.
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though.
Really?
Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Oh wow. that facial expression. Have you yeah. Let's try it, shall we? Are you a mermaid?
Interesting that you should say that. Dr. Dekker said the same thing.
Really?
And he's dead now. Siren, mermaid? Do you think I could really be one?
I don't know how to answer that. Yes, you could be a mermaid. Okay, I can't. Exactly what couch does she think she's on? I know, right? Oh man, she's enjoying herself at least. That's nice. Yes, we all kind of did. I think she was the first one that we pegged. Like, look at her. Look at this stuff, isn't it? She's like, look at us, this stuff, isn't it needing around
I'm not
there?
broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get...
Oh yeah, I want to ask her about restaurants. So, what restaurants?
I mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
Do you collect seashells? I'm just gonna sit here asking her. I'm gonna hold up a fork. What is this? Do you call this a dingle hopper? I'm too busy focusing on mermaid questions. I'm not actually paying attention to her answers.
I
Hang on.
mainly like drive-thrus.
Oh wait, she said she didn't like crowds. Let's ask about that. Don't you like crowds?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
I doubt that you do that. Tell us about Sebastian. Does she sing? She dances. Do you sing?
No.
Okay, she's not gonna answer that.
Nothing.
Let's see. Are you afraid of being seen? Good one, Pandora. Can you demonstrate slinking? Oh man.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't. Let's go back to the answer here.
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without.
Do you not like to attract attention?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me.
Imagine that!
Wherever I go.
Oh.
It's creepy.
Ooh.
I don't want everyone seeing that.
She's like Siren, she can't stop guys from following her. Luckily, I'm not a guy. I'm a straight girl. I can't speak for, like, you know, gay girls, though. And he'll turn into a frog. It's the darndest thing. Do you like sushi?
You're not getting it.
No. Wait, we'll stop. We'll stop with the with our mermaid questions.
Sometimes I'll.
Oh. It's creepy? Yeah, tell me how it's creepy.
I don't want people to follow me. I'm not trying to get them to do anything.
Yeah, the original mermaid question worked. Just flat out asking
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me.
her. Does he follow you?
They follow me wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
Do they follow you home?
Yes. They follow me home.
Yeah.
They're
That's creepy.
silent. It's like a trance.
That's what happens. Is their name Prince Eric? No, I won't. I swear, I'll stop. This is too much fun. Mermaids are fun. My notes are flashing. What happens after they follow her? Okay. That's true. What happens after they follow you? What happens after they follow you?
It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
Disappear? Disappear?
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
Interesting. Okay, so we've asked her everything there is to ask. Let's go over to our friend Jaya. Actually, let's go over to our friend the professor. Tell me about the paper spike.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
She eats them, says Dan. This guy, I'm pretty sure was in contradiction, so. What have you said so far?
Is he really? Actually,
Tell me, adversary? Yeah, how's he your adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Quantum theories?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in.
I think so.
Well, it started with an experiment.
Ask him if he ever finishes his drink. No, but he has a drink. Alright. Tell me about this experiment. Oh, wow, that is a great pose. He's like, would you? You be into me? Yeah? I want to see with his drink. No. But he has this. Yes? No? Alright, tell me about the
Have
experiment.
you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No. I have not heard of quantum suicide.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't.
No.
Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive.
Yes.
Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
To what? What did you apply it to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
Okay. This guy, I don't know, maybe he went to the facial expressions here. How did you change the parameter?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
Okay. What happened after?
Nope. I think you're gonna have to Google that.
Okay. Look up news articles on. He's really into his glasses. Like, really into his glasses. That is not the first time he has either gazed lovingly or fondled them in some way. See, look at him! Yeah.
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I...
Actually, wait, for a while? For a while?
Dr. Dekker killed it! And I can't get it back.
He killed it, huh? Okay. How did he kill it?
I don't know.
What did Dr. Dekker do?
Maybe if you asked me that in a parallel universe, I actually know the...
Okay, you're being a jerk. I like how much of a jerk they are when you ask them a simple question. They are required for looking. Yeah, someone with glasses. We do not take them off nearly as much as TV would like you to believe. Yes. Oh. Hold on, gotta answer this. Okay.
Gambling.
Gambling. Gambling?
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon.
Imagine that.
She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
I don't believe those glasses are for actually seeing. I feel like they're a status thing. What solution?
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker. He always used to ask me questions I
Okay.
didn't know the answer to.
Yeah.
Why not gambling?
Vanessa. Tell me about Vanessa.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children, at least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though.
Let's try and ask about this immortality. Immortality?
Perhaps ask me,
Yeah, no. Do you want children?
Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh! It
Oh!
wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems.
Burn!
I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
It's interesting. Alright, let's see.
Dr. Dekker killed it!
Yeah, why can't you get it back?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Okay. What is the hangman's paradox?
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death.
Done.
Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise.
Okay.
Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Oh, he doesn't want me to answer anymore? Monday.
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it?
I don't get
Dekker
it.
tricked me.
I really don't get it. How did Dekker trick you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself.
That's what therapists do.
And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Okay.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich.
Sounds like motive for murder. Yeah. Were you rich and powerful?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Interesting. Okay. Anyways, the right choice is to die on Tuesday, but then at midnight shift into the reality where you're supposed to die on Monday, and whoa, you're still alive somehow? So, tell me... Oh, Jaya? Let's see.
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now.
Yep.
Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. Smile.
Ew.
Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Oh, you have a problem. What's your problem?
No, I don't know anything.
Alright, whatever. Tell me about Bryce.
I don't really know.
Okay. Tell me about Claire.
Are you sure that?
Yeah. I don't think he knows about anybody else. Mariana? Yeah, you would remember Mariana. Tell me about Nathan? Alright. I think we're gonna go over to Jaya. Tell me about the rabbits. Hi, Jaya. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it.
I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Oh, that's right. we told Mariana that we would visit her. We're super sketch-tacular. Oh, yeah, she's... So let's see. Are you sad?
Nope. Ask me another.
Oh, chicka wow wow. Yeah. Let's see. Tell me about the paper spike. That's what we gotta ask about.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
Oh, she is not being very forthcoming. So, do you talk to Bryce? Let's ask her that.
No, that's not it.
Yeah. Bryce said you talked to him.
I don't know.
Alright, how do I phrase this? Tell me about Bryce.
I don't know anything about that.
Come on. Okay. Responses.
I'm fine.
Tell me about your grief.
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're gonna ask me how I feel today?
Oh, it's Nathan. Crap, it's not Bryce, it's Nathan. How do you feel today? No, I already asked that. Okay. Do you talk to Nathan?
I didn't really speak to Nathan that much at all, but I have this strange feeling that I know him really well.
Oh,
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Do you like Nathan? Cobstopper is a weird word if you say it enough times too, yeah. Let's see.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you
Mariana's address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it.
Did I
It's
text?
alright. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
Uh-oh. We don't have a memory of asking for Mariana's address. Uh-oh. Let's see.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits?
Oh, yeah. Did Dr. Dekker do home visits? These are good tongue twisters.
You're asking about two different things. What do you want to know about first?
How about just home visits? Home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you. Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I...
Where you can see me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
Why would I hinder?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
What's that, Mariana?
He probably did his fair share.
Wait. He lost sight of things?
That's a strange question to ask.
Needless to say, we have to go back to Mariana and ask about these home visits.
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Yeah. Lose sight?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
Okay, what was the turning point?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
Okay. Misjudged him?
There's just a lot of crazy flying around, Doctor. Don't catch any of it.
Too late. I'm already catching lots of it. We're not done with her yet, I don't think. Go back to Nathan. There's something that I'm not asking them about. Oh. Can you check Ellen's alibi?
I don't know everything. I know most things.
Can you call the taxi company?
You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
Accident. Okay. Oops. There we go. Let's see here. So there's nothing to go off of. I should ask about David.
That's not something I...
Tell me about David.
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
Okay. How about Nathan? So Nathan, I've asked him everything as well. Did I ask him about the paper spike? I did. Okay.
I didn't.
Right. He was the one that had like all the crazy stuff with the paper spike. Oh no, he didn't notice he had a paper spike. So Mariana and him. Gosh darn it. So were you in a loop day?
I've got nothing to tell you.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
At midnight each day.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that I have to start that over. Okay, thank God. Oh, that worried me. Okay. Should I hint it? Jaya doesn't remember. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Any thoughts, guys? It's tough to say, like... Do you hate Hannah?
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Dating advice? Okay. Alright. I've hit something.
I signed up for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest. If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays. It's not very honest.
What do you message?
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Did you meet anyone?
I've got nothing to tell.
Oh,
I signed up for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest. If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays. It's not very honest.
Why isn't it honest?
If I'm being honest, I'd probably rather ask out one of the patients I've seen here.
Uh-huh.
The friendly redhead with the accent.
Really? Such a surprise. All right, we're done with Nathan. Okay. So we only have Jaya. Okay, Jaya, what haven't I asked you yet? Do you miss Dr. Dekker?
Some mornings I come into
There you
work
go.
and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me.
Oh.
We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
Ask her where my bloody coffee is. Yes. Connection? Tell me about this connection.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously,
Oh, did
because
he
you don't
now?
sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Uh-huh.
No.
No, that's not it. Okay. Valentine's Day?
I was at home on my lonesome, doctor, like I said before.
Well, this is new.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like...
Yeah. Is Mariana competition? I mean, really? Is she that much a competition?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing.
Do you
I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Okay, alright, here we go. Our secretary has a little bit of an obsession. Okay. A stronger connection.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I have not read that book.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Uh-huh. This is my complete lack of a poker face. Yeah. What? Okay, let's go down this rabbit hole. What is psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
I don't know what Kojak is. Okay.
In Cult of the Kinetic... In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically...
So, everyone is capable. By the way, this doesn't sound like psychology to me. I am just saying. Oh.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis.
Telepathy. Everyone did it!
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not,
I don't.
You'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Well, so far I've been enabling all of them, so we'll see how that works out for me. My approach?
How do you who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
I do believe in the mermaid. I just want mermaids to be real. Gosh, I want mermaids to be real.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
So, do you believe in psychokinesis? No.
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support,
that's all
encourage them, take them away?
Let's try and encourage them.
To deepen their affliction? I wouldn't.
Okay, she didn't agree with me. That's fine. I don't need her to.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that...
Are you capable?
That's not something I...
Oh, what is the orange dot thingy? Okay. She keeps shutting books in my face. Come on, lady. It's not nice.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're...
Disciples?
Followers and disciples have a very strong tie to their cult leaders, almost like they've been brainwashed. The author suggests that this is because they've witnessed some kind of psychokinesis, like pyrokinesis or telekinesis.
Did Dr. Dekker do psychokinesis? Yeah. Was Dekker a cult leader? Cult leader?
I don't know.
Okay. It's something to do with this question.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind,
Not everyone is capable.
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Jeez.
No, not at all in my experience.
The mermaid is
Dr.
Jean
Dekker
Grey.
had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for...
Oh, who was sending them?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
Okay, I'm still not done with her. Ugh. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna hint this one just for the sake of time. Any news on Ben? Who's Ben?
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Okay, what did he see? What did he see? What did Ben see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Back up. Hang on. A creature?
Nope. Ask ask me another?
No, I'm not gonna ask you another. I want to know what this creature is coming out of his mouth. I do recall us learning about this Ben character very briefly in the previous chapter, but... Huh. So we can continue now? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ask any of the optional ones. They are interesting, like if I play this game again, I'm definitely gonna explore them, but for the sake of time, let's move on. I'll play a few more minutes and then probably call it a night. So, let's see what we got. Ben is a xenomorph. I am sure.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this.
Do what?
And don't try and escape. You're all tied up.
What?
Now tell me the truth.
What?
Is this a dream?
Yes. I would love it to be a dream.
Answer my questions, Doctor.
No.
Give me your answer.
I've had dreams like this, yeah? Okay, I will answer your questions.
Answer me.
I'm trying. No, this is not a dream. Ow!
That's the wrong answer, Doctor.
Jeez, I don't
This is most definitely a dream.
I said that.
Now, tell me, do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
Dan, nice. Do I believe people can have telekinetic powers? I don't know. I feel like she's some sort of dream walker now. Okay. I'll be like, go away.
Give me your answer.
Say no again. Do it. No. This is a dream.
Answer my question.
Yeah. Say no. Dan! Goodness sakes. Ow!
That's the wrong answer,
Right.
Doctor.
Right.
This is most definitely a dream.
Yes. People can have telekinetic powers.
And how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them?
I said encourage earlier, and you gave me shit for that. Encourage?
Oh, Doctor. How disappointing. We've been through this already. Encouraging them to use their power just makes them worse. That's what Dr. Dekker did. Look at him now. I thought you were different. Oh, I thought we'd get on, but I'm wrong. Enjoy your sleep, Doctor.
Okay, bye-bye. That was weird. Okay. Yes, let's go.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and that broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe
Alright.
not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
It may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Oh boy. This is,
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell.
Don't come near me!
Are they getting you all wound up? Have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Dekker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Dekker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead.
Okay.
And can we not do the grief counselling thing today?
I'm fine
I'm
with
all
that.
sorts of behind on work, and I'm getting more stressed out watching it
Got
all
your board and
pile
slap
up.
ready for you.
If you need anything, though, I'm here.
Scarlet. Oh my gosh, look at Mariana. There she is. Okay, so what do my notes say? What dream was that? Jada thinks I should tell the patients I can stop their problems. Perhaps I should avoid her till later. Yeah, seriously. Who's Scarlet? Oh, it's this lady again. And Glenn? Who's Glenn? Oh, we got a new guy in. These are like his former patients? Okay. Well, let's see. What the hell was that dream? So let's look at our clues. So we've got the resignation letter. Okay. Toxicology report. He had a lot of ethanol and benzodiazepines, temazepam. Ethanol is definitely like alcohol, like the super strong stuff. They appear to be Windows disconnection. I know, someone on Facebook is messaging me. Sorry. Loan agreement. 15,000 pounds? That is like $30,000 Canadian. By signing this agreement, the borrower agrees to accept the sum of the loan amount and to repay the loan. Oh boy. Hey Mariana. So, how are you today?
I feel thirsty, Doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
Thirsty?
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
What are you having? Girl, look! There are ways to sit on a couch that is like not inappropriate. She's thirsty.
I don't feel well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
Dr. Rose?
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea.
Let her sit how she
She
wants.
smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, Doctor. It's calling me.
Tell me about the loan.
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
Okay. Sorry, I have to look at that again.
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement.
She is a
I
mermaid.
remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
Right. Distraction.
Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me 15,000, all in all.
Okay. Vitamin Hi! Deficiency, I'm still paying attention to you, don't worry.
Why are you asking me that?
I don't know.
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency.
Did you
I
kiss
can tell
him?
she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea,
Yeah.
doctor.
Tell me about the sea.
I don't know.
The sea?
That doesn't mean anything.
Ah. Sea.
I know nothing.
Yeah. The sea calls to you?
Ask me something else.
No. Okay. Let's take another look at that loan. Let's take a look at that signature. Is that your signature?
No.
C colon backslash. Okay. Did Dr. Dekker sign the loan?
He wanted a clause in our loan agreement that said I didn't have to pay him in the event that he died. He wasn't expecting to die, he was just concerned my anxiety would get worse, wondering what it would mean if he did.
Uh-huh. That's interesting.
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, doctor. It's calling me.
Calling you?
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea.
She ate him.
It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there.
Thanks.
Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a compass.
A compass?
I know where the sea is. Wherever I am. I'm an Aquarius. Maybe this is a water bearer thing.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh, them legs. Man, you are enjoying those legs.
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea. It's like...
Yeah. An alarm?
I hear a sound like singing, calling me. It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it. That's how I know where the sea is.
Right, tell us
But
about
when
the
I
song.
don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all.
A song?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Okay. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you so much. We will pick up again, same bat time, same bat channel next week, about 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. on Monday night, and I'm genuinely interested to see where this goes. Hello, Mariana. I don't know if I'm giving the right answers, to be honest. I don't know if encouraging them is the bad thing to do. But apparently it is, because I got slapped real hard for it. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. We will pick it up again, and yeah, I am out of words for goodbyes. Oh my gosh, that's bad. I'm tired tonight. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.